Hi everyone, welcome to Max's Mad Mythic Mercenaries. I am your Dungeon Master Cameron. I'm here to run a game of Dungeons & Dragons for my friends. We are in Waterdeep. We are licking our wounds after a tough session last time. But the exciting thing is, after a grueling day on top of a grueling week, our heroes they've dug deep inside themselves and they have found some solace and some strength that they're going to be talking about now. So we're going to go around the table. Everyone's going to introduce themselves, who they're playing, and then what feat they have earned through their trials and how they earned it. What inspired them to develop this new skill. Cherie, who are you playing?
I'm playing Alu
The
Dracar.
corpse of Alu.
Our rogue, and she's dead right now, so she's learning nothing.
Yes. But when she does come back to life, what feat is she going to take?
She's gonna take
Oh,
Pierce.
spoilers.
Piercer.
Spoiler lives.
Was that inspired at all by the stab wounds that she recently received? She's like, oh, I get it now.
I get it now.
The pointy end goes out.
No, the pointy
No.
end goes in.
Definitely not, because that would be doing a little bit of a disservice to Alu. No, she just wants to increase her ability to do her own damage with knives, and she's got some payback to give.
Mm-hmm.
I dig
Do
it.
that.
Vengeance is your inspiration.
Yeah.
Danny, who are you playing and what? Oh, God, how did I miss Nate? Nate, who are you playing?
I know you
Normally
usually
I
lead
go-
off with me,
Normally I go across the screen.
and here I thought I was special.
I think it's because you're sitting in darkness. You
died.
blended into the background for a second.
Oh yeah, the overhead lights are off, but the lamps are on.
Yeah. Who are you playing and what did he learn?
I am playing Roland Jatoro, and he already has a feat as a polearm master, but I decided to make myself what I call a sticky tank, and I
Gross.
created a sentinel. So anybody who walks into my range gets attacked. Anybody who leaves my range gets attacked, and if I hit them, they go nowhere.
I did.
And I believe this is derived from Roland's ever-growing protective instincts for the team. He is very, very bummed out that another teammate died, and I believe that he is really bolstering his resolve to come up with maneuvers and techniques that don't allow anyone to get past him to his friends.
Yeah. He will be the shield wall.
Yes.
I dig
I
it.
feel like we need to ask the question though. Does Fen feel a little sense of justice that it's Alu who's dead right now?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, when we get to Fen, I'd love to hear
Only Holly remains
how he feels about it,
unjudged.
Danny, who are you playing and what skills has he picked up in his adventure so far?
Hi, I'm playing the Gnome Artificer Sprocket, and he is taking the Magic Initiate feat. But from that, I'm choosing the Artificer class just to have a wider variety of gadgets and gizmos. The justification is our boy Sprocket's been living a pretty sheltered life up until this point, and only had ideations and visions of being an adventurer. And now that he's out on the street, he realized it's a lot tougher and a lot messier than he could have imagined. So he wants to have a couple more options to deal with situations as they arise. So this feat will give me a couple new little options.
A couple more pockets on your utility belt.
Yeah, a couple more gadgets.
I dig it.
Gadget.
I really like that.
Spectre gadget.
The real world is knocking on Spev's door.
Yeah, no idea.
Once now I have become death, but once I was but a man, and that man was Wilhelm Swingpike. I think he has realized that he can't be out with everyone. He's got responsibilities to the tavern. He's got a lot of things like that he needs to take care of personally. But the feat that he's taking, because he's going to be sending the team out on their assignments, he fancies himself a great pep talker, and we're going to see more of that in action. So he's taking inspiring leadership, which means that he's going to give a pep talk before the team comes out, and it'll give everyone temporary hit points when they go out on their mission. We'll see more of that in the future.
Thanks, Bosley.
Yeah, exactly. Hannah, who are you playing, and what feat has she taken for herself?
I'm playing Holly Reeves Go Delicately, and she is going to take the feat Lucky because she likes getting her way, and she likes not being the one like the only one who hasn't died yet.
Yeah, after a really brutal day on Eliant the 18th, she's fine. So
Yeah.
I think Lucky is very apt for her.
It also plays into her divination abilities too. It's just
Yep.
more of the same bullshit.
Yep. Ian, who are you playing? And we don't even know. This is new information to us. What feat did you pick?
I am playing Fen the Wood Elf, and I have chosen Slasher because that's all I do, basically. So why not, buff into that?
Lean into it, yeah.
The inspiration for it is mostly abject shame for having died a lot. So he mostly just feels horrible about being worthless and useless and dying all the time. So he's mostly he's desperate to be better.
He's
That's
going to
his
turn that
shame
shame
is his
into motivation. He started wearing a hockey mask.
Indeed.
He's
he's
prowling
got so
around
many-
windows
so
looking for
disfigured
premarital
now.
sex and victims.
He's had such horrible scars on his face now from being
Hey
killed.
Bart, you want to
He's
see
been
my
killed-
new chainsaw and hockey mask?
He's been
Yeah.
killed more times than Bill Murray in Groundhog Day. So he's just
Yeah.
had it.
I
He's
dig it.
done.
All right. So we are returning to the scene of the crime. Last time we played, there was an
Really?
ambush while the party was transporting what they realized was an incomplete Stone of Golorr to the Troll Skull Manor for safekeeping. They got about halfway from the Blackstaff's tower, essentially in mid-explosion. They smuggled it out of there. They tried to get as far as they could, but it turned out that they were being watched. Someone at least probably saw Holly Reese pick the stone up off the explosion in Troll Skull Alley. They've been monitored since, and there was a strike team ready to go once they had suspicion that the stone was out of the tower. Alu was killed, fully dead. In the last moments of Alu's life, she came to a deeper realization of herself as a person. She knew that she is descended from the celestial beings called Deva. She knew she is an Asimar. But she, for the first time, witnessed some sort of guardian spirit or something that maybe wasn't entirely what she expected. Instead of an angelic creature, she saw essentially a little baby swaddled in cloth, but instead of a humanoid head, its head was 3 rat skulls with a sash blocking the eyes of one, the ears of one, and the mouth of one. And then in one hand was a hammer, and in one hand was a small scale. We'll get to Alu and her journey in the afterlife and all that later. But we get back to the scene. I think Wilhelm just arrived. He created a diversion, and he heard the sounds of fighting. He came charging in with some illusions to try and make it seem like there was a crowd to scare off whoever was attacking. But the strike team at that point had already made their getaway pretty cleanly. I think Spev was the only one that was out of the darkness that they put everyone in, that saw that they were kind of heading northeasternly in their direction. I believe Fen and Holly were down. Roland is you kind of dragged them out of the darkness last time. You're attempting to stabilize them. Wilhelm comes back. He went to get potions, and he was taking this road back to the Blackstaff Tower, so he manages to catch y'all. And he's, frantic. He's like, oh my god, what happened? And he reaches into his satchel, and he pulls out potions of healing, tosses one to Roland, tosses 2 to Roland, and tosses 2 to Spev to, administer as they see fit.
All right. Yeah, I'll pour 1 apiece to my downed friends here. Just trying to bring them up to, past 0.
Yeah.
So I guess I should roll what? D4 plus
2d4 plus 2.
plus 2? Yeah.
Yep. Wilhelm's like, what happened? Why aren't you at the tower?
We went to the tower. Also, first person, I forget who. It's not Alu, but Fen. Was Fen down? Fen. Oh yeah, he's zeroed, but he's not dead.
Yeah,
Fen,
everyone
you
is
back up to
stabilized.
7.
Oh, we might have actually done the healing because Fen and Holly have 10 and 8. We might have done the healing at the end of the last
Okay,
session.
then we'll just then there
We
we go.
Yeah.
All right. Never mind.
So they're up. Everyone's kind of up now,
Everyone's up.
surrounding Alu's corpse.
Yeah. Okay.
Do I still have those 2 potions, or did Wilhelm not give them to me?
No, he gave you those.
Cool.
Okay. So Wilhelm's still asking what happened.
Yeah, I mean he's kind of you see he kind of kneels down and he just lifts Alu's head out of the street to get like the dirt out of her hair, and he's like, "Oh, fuck me. What guys, what happened here?"
It went really bad. We got possession of that one stone. The name I forget. We started trying to make it back to Blacksmith Tower. We were ambushed. They had blocked off the main road with explosives and fire barrels, and they were waiting for us in the back alley.
They knew who we were and what we were carrying.
Shit. They have the stone?
They have the stone. It's not fully active apparently. It's missing eyes. It's missing something about it. It's inert right now. Whatever's in there is probably still in there, but it doesn't have the ability to be useful, from what I can tell. It doesn't have the ability to reach out.
Okay.
But we were attacked by a group of bugbears, and I think I heard a human voice.
Bugbears? Did anyone see them?
I got a little bit. Oh, and they had a Nimblewright with them.
Yeah, the same one that blew us up the other day.
Yep.
Yeah, it was definitely working. They ran off in different directions, but they were definitely working in cahoots. They did not attack each
fucking
other.
Liar.
Yeah, apparently.
It said, "Help, I'm in pain," or at least it doesn't seem to care about why it's in pain. It asked. Alu had myself and her on a 3-way call with the Nimblewright to see what it's supposedly saying. And yeah, maybe it was in pain, but it might have been in pain because Fen managed to pin it to the wall with a well-placed arrow, but then it blew it. Then it threw some marble thing down on the ground, and darkness came everywhere, went everywhere, and then proceeded to kill Alu, from what I can tell.
Yeah. I guess if everyone's up, Holly Rees, you can if you're trying to figure out what these spheres of darkness are still there. If you want to try and understand what that is, give me an Arcana check. Whoever wants to. Wilhelm's just like, okay, well, what do we do next? Like, dude, today's been just such one ass kicking after another.
Everyone go home. I'll take Alu to get. We gotta take her back to get our get out of death free card. We got a couple left, right?
Oh fuck, you're right. Okay, Wilhelm relaxes, kind of drops Alu back onto the street. I forgot about that. All right. Cool.
Unceremonious.
Well, I'll go get a cart, and I'll be back. And he goes around a corner. Holly, you see, you saw kind of what happened. They were imbued pearls that were like essentially you smash the pearl on the ground and it casts a spell. So these cast the darkness spell. It's like a pocket spell, almost like a scroll, but anyone can use it.
A pearl of power, almost.
Yeah. Yeah. So you all get Alu loaded up into, there's a cabbage cart nearby. You kind of shove her in there.
Someone chops my cabbages.
Rolling to, you can't go back to Blackstaff Tower right now, but there's a Grey Force outpost that you go to on the way to Troll Skull Alley. Wilhelm seems adamant that tonight everyone just stick together and then we rest.
Yeah. Roland's about had it. He's like, no, everyone, we're going home as soon as we can.
Yeah.
I would like everyone to please remember to feed Marmaduke.
Yeah. You take her there. The guy looks at Alu. He looks at Roland and he's like, have you been here before?
Not here, but I'm a frequent flyer. Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, all right. You got a ticket?
Well, I think Alu will have it on her person.
Yes.
Yeah.
Be gentle.
Yeah. I don't have her permission to touch her, and we got recent HR training. Does anyone want to?
I mean, sure.
I'll do it.
You pat around. Well, so Holly, you have a ticket too. Do you just give him yours, or do you give him Alu's?
I'll give him mine.
Okay. He says thank you, and he says I'll get to work. You want me to just? You guys are at Trollskull Manor. You got blown up not too long ago. Do you want me to just drop her off there when I'm done, or you want to stick around here for it?
We should probably stick together.
Yeah,
let's
we
stick
should
together.
stick
You guys
here.
got your
Wait
asses
outside.
kicked. It looks like we got beds upstairs. Do you want to crash for the night? And
Yes, please.
Honestly, yeah, they might know where we are. Or they might know where we live. So yeah, let's not stay there.
okay, everyone can take a long rest in the security of the Grey Forest outpost.
Sprocket,
Freaking
The man's
Sprocket
gonna,
finds a little corner. Oh, sorry, I should say before we go to bed, Sprocket finds a corner and cries himself to sleep.
yeah. That's right. I forgot. Sprocket, not only did he get his butt kicked yesterday, he murdered 3 children.
Were they really children?
Yes.
I thought we were dark work. Okay.
No, that's canon. We played it enough that Alu met their grandmother. It's canon now.
Wait, and she met them in whatever afterlife as well. All right, cool.
And
Yeah.
lied to that poor sweet old lady about seeing those kids burn alive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was completely peaceful.
Alu, you are in a line of people, and you turn around behind you, and it looks like it extends forever. You turn around in front of you, and something is fucked up in your brain. It looks like it extends forever in front of you. 2, it also looks like it ends at a walled city in the distance.
Oh, you're gonna do this? That's cool. The
And-
Grey City. Ooh.
It's featureless. You're struggling with the space around you. The last thing you remember was seeing this weird rat skeleton baby thing and kind of getting tired on the street. You don't know. You don't like you thought you're in Waterdeep, but this doesn't look like Waterdeep.
And I'm just like chilling there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're in this line. What do you want to do?
Do I have autonomy to like move?
Yeah, this is Dungeons and Dragons. You can do whatever you'd like to do.
And probably would like poke the person in front of me
Yeah.
and ask where we are.
You poke the person in front of you, and what turns around is a very colorful, beautiful bird person with like the face of a toucan. It turns its head around at you.
But not the rest of its body.
Huh?
But not the rest of its
Just
body.
the swivel head.
Owl style. Yeah.
That's not horrifying at all.
It turns around at you, and it speaks in a language that you don't understand, but you also hear it like its voice in your head, so it talks. And it says, what can I do for you?
Where are we?
I don't 100% know. Last thing I remember, I was in my house. I was arguing with my wife about my suspicion that she was having an affair, and I was eating some soup that she prepared for me, and then I felt very sick, and then I ended up here.
Something like somebody didn't follow their nose.
He had it coming.
All right, so I would probably also turn around and ask the person behind her.
Yeah. You see a 8-foot tall person, slate gray, not a lot of clothing, ripped as shit.
Goliath.
Tattoos
Nice.
kind of on their body. They've got a spear in one hand. They look you try and tap them on the shoulder, but you turn around and you can just kind of touch their abs. She looks down and she smiles at you, and he says, "You like what you see?"
Maybe.
Yeah. What I heard you asking where we are. I'm pretty sure I know. I was my tribal shaman. with the lore we passed down, I think we're heading to the City of Judgment. I think I got killed by that owlbear.
Thought it was Gerudo Village for a second.
How do we get out of here?
I mean, so she says, I don't know what your religious beliefs are, but as we've passed it down to the best of our knowledge, those that follow the Trident, we are gonna go in line. We're in line. We're gonna get judged, and then we are going to be sent to the respective dominions of whatever gods we followed. If we made any deals with any infernal pacts or anything that necessitate our living in our eternity out in the lower planes, we'll do that. Kind of that's what the judgment's going to be for.
I think I worship Lord Ow.
She squints at you and she says, I don't know who that is, but I'm sure were they a good god?
Yeah.
That's nice. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping I get to go to Torn. I was the shaman for my tribe, but I also try to proselytize for Torn. But we'll see what happens. And she says, yeah, so it's nice to meet you.
Same here. What if I just sit down right here and refuse to move?
Are you okay with me stepping around you?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Yeah, you sit down and the line like shuffles past you. Every now and then, someone makes polite conversation with you, trying to figure out what happens. This happens for a period of time that you can't determine. Time is weird here. Eventually, you see almost what looks like a searchlight from the sky scanning out and down. It scans the line and it goes, back and forth. And the other thing you might have noticed in the polite conversation you've made with people is not everyone died. Like, the line appears to be where people die. Your position in line is determined by like the time that you die. But your spot in line was like several decades ahead of where you've experienced time. So the year is 1492. The spot in line that you landed in was like in the 1500s sometime. Which is weird. You found out some cool stuff. If you ever want to, if you ever go back to the Prime Material Plane, you could probably make some money off some sports bets based on some info you got from people.
Almanac shit. Oh man.
Nice.
But like over this period of time, this searchlight scanning, and eventually, it hits you and it focuses on you, and you see descend from the heavens a beautiful woman with angelic wings. Her hair is wreathed in flame. She carries a hammer. And, oh shit, give me a second to pull up my notes. I thought I had this open.
Hey, that was it.
That was the one.
This beautiful woman comes down with her wings and her hair. Her eyes are bright and shining. She has a large warhammer in her hands. And she sets down in front of you where you're sitting. She looks at you. And she says, "Finally, I have found you, thief."
Thief? Thief? Well,
Most
yeah.
unclean.
Well, who are you calling unclean?
Look at you. You're wreathed in it. You have no shame for that which you stole.
What did I steal? I mean, yeah, I steal shit, but I have no idea what you're talking about, lady.
She says, I am Shave. I am a deva of Tyr. And you are an abomination.
Great. I'm dead and now I'm an abomination.
You are
Magic.
dead and now you will be nothing. And she lifts up her hammer to come down on you. And when she does, you feel something on your back. Tiny little hands. And you hear a cooing.
Is it George? Sure.
And she kind of stops in mid strike. And she seems frozen. Give me an insight check.
Okay. Insight check. 11. Not great.
You think this isn't perfect, but you think that she's not like paralyzed, she's hesitating based on something she sees.
And I feel something weird on my back.
Yes.
I'd be like, what is it?
You turn, like are you kind of reaching up to grab it?
No, I probably wouldn't want to touch it. I'd be like, what is it?
You see a little rat skull next to your face, and then 2 more next to it.
And be like, hey, I saw that recently. I know what it is, right? Like when I died, I like understood what it was.
You think that this is your guardian spirit, that like so you have your mentor right at the Mermaid's Arms that's been explaining to you how like the connection Asimar have. They're also a priest of Al.
Yeah, Lord Al.
Lord Al, yep. So your mentor has like explained to you that like those that are touched by the divinity, they are guided through life by a guardian spirit because they have plans for that mortal person.
This is my guardian, and I'm not afraid of it. Do I know its name?
You do not.
Okay, I don't know its name. I just know that it's my guardian.
Yeah.
So I'm afraid of it.
She says, Chave says, how can this be? When you died, you two were supposed to be separated.
I don't know. He just chills with me. Or she. He or she, I don't know.
Chave sets herself, steals her determination, and tries to bring her hammer down on you. And as she does, you feel a tugging.
Like a hoot.
Yeah. And you are kind of sucked away from where you were in line. You see this myriad kaleidoscope tunnel of color and light, and you find yourself back on some table in some room, feeling very, very ill. The last thing you hear from Chave is that she screams after you as you leave, that she says, I'll find you, I'll find your whole bloodline, and I will eliminate this corruption from the prime material plane.
Oh my goodness. All right. I have questions for Max.
So you wake up in this room and there's a guy kind of chanting over you.
I feel sick. I feel like if I was experiencing this, I'd wake up and then be like, what?
Yeah, you don't feel great. You do essentially being dead for as long as you were. He's like, that took longer than I thought. And I need your ticket.
Got a ticket already.
Yeah, Holly gave it to him.
You don't know that, Alu.
She probably would be too out of it to be like, yeah, sure, it's right here.
Yeah, he takes it from you. And he's like, what did I bring back with you?
I have no idea. What do you see?
You? But that's it. But listen, I'm putting into my records, I resurrected 2 things. So, do with that whatever you will. And he leaves and walks into the other room. Alu, you can now go. He says your friends are upstairs. They're resting upstairs. Go get some sleep.
Ollie's gonna be like, I'm just gonna sleep here.
He says, you can't sleep here. There was a gang fight with the Zentarm. I got 2 more bodies I got to bring in here.
Then you're gonna have to help me up.
Okay. He kind of throws you over his shoulder, and Fireman carries you up the stairs, and then puts you on one of the beds. There aren't enough beds. You and Holly. He just dumps you with Holly, and then he leaves.
Ollie would care she just fall asleep.
Yeah. So you also get a long rest now. Everyone gets a long rest. It is when you wake up again. It is afternoon. It was late at night. It was like 3-4 in the morning. You slept for 8-ish hours. It is noon or slightly after. You see the sun's kind of at its highest point in the sky now.
Not to be a rule stickler, but does she need to roll a d4 or something
Alu?
for her resurrection?
Uh,
We made Fen. I'm just in the sake of fairness. We made Fen wait like so many days.
Oh, the exhaustion. You're right. I forgot about the exhaustion. Roll a d4.
Thanks, Roland.
You're welcome.
All right, well, let's see. Hold on. Three
God,
days
man.
of exhaustion. Woohoo.
You're like that kid in class who
So
reminds the teacher that they
You
forgot.
didn't give us homework for the weekend.
So you have 3 levels of exhaustion. You long rest, so now you have 2 levels.
Oof.
This will force us to like reconsider our options of going after them.
Yeah.
How do I put that into
You just want to note for yourself.
Roland would not have gone to sleep until Alu's business was finished. He may not have like helped,
Yeah.
but he was staying up to
That's
listen.
fine. He checks to make sure that she's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, Alu's gonna long rest, so everyone gets like, and everyone else like it's probably it took 2 hours for Alu to make it, so it's like everyone else could just sleep for 10 hours, and I think that they earned that rest.
Mm-hmm.
Wilhelm kind of he gets up and he's like, do we want to head back and regroup at the manor and just talk, see what all we got going on?
Yeah, we have to prepare for this evening too.
As it stands, we're pretty close to the halls of justice. I might have said it, but we could maybe go there. They'd be interested in helping out and getting to the bottom of this mess. Could be another ally.
I think we need another ally.
Whatever connections we can get, I guess. Sure.
Wilhelm says, I was actually thinking that we each have connections that maybe we should spend today ahead of the grand opening just gathering information and then meet back up with everything we have so far.
All right.
Do you think it's safe to split up? You warned
They
us
have
just,
what they
just
want,
last night.
unless they're coming to take us apart for some reason. I don't know if they'll actually come after us right now. Unless we want to do it in groups.
I'll be right back, guys. I'm letting the dogs out.
Yeah, Wilhelm says, based on what other people have said, I don't know that everyone's buddies are willing to meet with every one of us.
True.
He kind of looks at Fen when he says that.
Mm-hmm.
And Alu.
Yeah, I think we can risk this. We'll split up, gather our resources, bring them all together, and see what we can come up with.
Yeah, considering Alu.
Oh, holy spork! You're alive.
Let's.
Well,
like,
we're just gonna pretend you didn't come back from the dead. What happened?
I'm special.
Huh.
Yeah, Alu, can you give Holly your ticket? She used her ticket to resurrect you. Wilhelm kind of says absentmindedly.
What ticket?
Wait,
you gave him a ticket? He took my ticket.
Why would he take your ticket? Where is he?
That I do not know.
He's probably downstairs. We can go talk to him.
I'll go talk to him.
Kick his ass, Holly.
Yeah. You all you pack your stuff up. You start walking down the stairs, and you see the priest that resurrected you is there, kind of writing a log book, humming to himself. He says, "Oh, I was wondering if I'd have to send someone up to wake you all, but looks like everyone's up and ready to get at him."
Yeah, so Holy Padre, not that we don't appreciate you bringing our friend back from the dead and all, but I gave you a ticket for her, and you took her ticket, so we're gonna be needing that back, please.
He says, "Oh right. No, I listen. I resurrected 2 beings. That's 2 tickets.
What do you mean you resurrected 2 beings? There's only the one.
No, like something wasn't letting her go. I couldn't resurrect her until I resurrected something else. I don't know what it was. I don't know where
Did you
it
see
is.
it?
No, but
What did it look like? So
I-
hold up. So you're telling me that you resurrected 2 beings, one of whom is Alo that you physically see, and we're just supposed to take your word that you saw this imaginary thing?
listen, Miss Go Delicately. I know who you are, but let me be. He kind of readjusts his glasses, leans forward. Let me be 100% clear with you. I am saying that I have the fucking power of life and death at my hands, and I know that I resurrected 2 things, and that's 2 goddamn tickets.
Holly Reeves stands up on her tiptoes and she says, I don't care what kind of power you have. There's no need to be this rude.
He says, "It's been a long night for me."
Yeah,
Got
well,
him.
it's been a long night for us too there, kid. And she walks away.
Yeah, he kind of goes back to his desk. So yeah, everyone's walking out. Alu's got the rat baby in her arms. Um,
She does?
Wait, she does?
No one else
I thought
sees
we
this,
could see
but
it.
Alu, you realize that you've been carrying this thing, and
Even like couldn't
you
see
did
it.
not notice until you step outside in the light.
Okay. And I'm just gonna be like, and
Cool.
not say anything.
And now you're like, oh, 2 tickets, right? Okay.
Roland will turn around to everybody and be like, "All right, meet back at the manor, Troll Skull Manor, after we get all of our errands done."
Actually,
Wait, can we go through one more time and clarify what these errands are per person?
Wilhelm says, "Can we go back to the manor together? I do have some thinking about what we went through last night. I did place a Chult order, a Chult jungle order with Prime shipping that should be here. That might help us out. Just an additional tool for us. I think it would be good for us to help stay connected."
All right. Did you leave special instructions for them to leave it at the back door, not the front door? No porch
Yeah.
pirates.
Well, I mean the staff's there, so I think they'll bring it in.
We're not allowed to sign for anything. Whatever. All right, let's go. We'll go back. We'll go back to the manor.
Okay, so the party heads back to the manor, and you see, where is the manor? Oh, there is the manor. Okay. You all head inside. You see a woman in elegant clothing, waiting inside, standing just kind of at attention, waiting for everyone. And you see a couple boxes. So first box is to Roland, and this one is. It's a thank you letter from Vajra Blackstaff about the bronze dragon. You have a pouch in the box. The letter says this is a pouch of dust of dryness. Just, for future stuff. Thanks again for the help. I'm slowly figuring out what's going on with the wrinkle, and I'm sure I'll call on you when I need you.
All right.
The second box is for Wilhelm, and he's super excited. He opens it up, and inside are 6 what look like crystalline eggs with a mirror finish on them, and a rune etched into each one. The rune is identical. And he says, oh, frickin' finally, these are the sending crystals. he tosses one to each person, and he's like, okay, so we have our own contacts and we got our own things we got to do in town. But I figured it's important that we have a way to keep track of each other and communicate. So I ordered a set of these with some of the money that we've been making. So everyone can add a sending crystal into their inventory if you are logged in on D&D Beyond. This is a custom item special to this campaign. These are essentially magical walkie-talkies. Now you can communicate with each other between these 6 crystals remotely, so you don't have to worry about missing out. You can communicate with each other, call for help remotely. You also have the ability to cast spells. If you cast a spell targeting the crystal, the spell will happen on the crystal's holder. They do require attunement, so everyone's got to, put their name and password in. But Wilhelm says, I'm going to stay here from now on and mind the tavern and gather as much Harper's information as possible. But if you guys need help from me, whether it's some inspiration or, advice or anything, reach out to me and I'll be available. What you all should know is that in the future, if you ever want during a investigation or history or religion check, anything that involves lore, Wilhelm can either make the check for you or give you the help action for it remotely. That sort of information exchange he can do for you. He can also cast his Inspiring Leadership through the crystals to give the temporary HP. But yeah, he says, okay, so this is here. I don't know who this lady is. Ma'am, can we do something for you? The lady bows to everyone and she says, I am a representative of House Cassalanter, and I was told through sources that you have the Stone of Golorr. My mistress and master would plead with you to meet with them this morning. Cassalanter. It is Cassalanter. It's a matter of great urgency, and I believe they will make a convincing case for you to aid them.
Willing to hear what they want, but we don't have the stone. You've been misinformed.
She looks crestfallen. She goes up and she whispers something into Wilhelm's ear. He whispers back. They converse for about 30 seconds. And then he's like, we should go hear them out.
All right.
Fine.
Nothing better to do as of right now. Okay.
I'm willing to hear.
I guess we'll head out.
Not ready to leave yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're not?
Ollie wants to go up and privately talk to Max in the library.
He's in a coma.
Oh, he is still?
It's only been
we're
2
not
days.
sure. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
I'll
I'll talk to him even though he's in a coma.
Yeah, you can go up and talk to him.
She's going to be like, Max, I need you to wake up. I've got to ask you some questions about this weird rat baby. Also, is Marmaduke going to be okay with my weird rat baby?
Marmaduke doesn't notice it. No one seems to notice it. While you're up there, you actually find, conveniently, Max has essentially a big pocket that he puts on his chest when he's doing his experiments and stuff. He can store stuff and have it easily accessible. You think that this would make a serviceable baby Bjorn if you don't want to hold this thing in your hands all the time.
Yep, she's going to be like, Max, I need you to wake up soon. And if you can hear me, I'm going to need you to look up this rat baby. And she's going to describe it to him.
Okay.
Like, I'm also going to take this thing because you don't need it right now. And I need to put this thing in something.
Yep.
Really sorry. I'll see you when we get back.
Yep.
That's what she's going to do.
Gotcha.
Yes, this baby pouch is going to be helpful.
Anything else anyone wants to do before departing?
Yeah, I will grab my alchemy jug back off of the shelf that I left it, and kind of turn to the rest of the group like, so do you want to keep this around? It can produce alcohol for tonight's show, or can I transfer it onto something else?
We've got plenty of alcohol for tonight. Don't worry about it. Do what you need to do.
Mr. Finn, do you need any more poison arrows? Because I can do that once. If not, I'll convert this.
Yeah, fill me up. Also, yes, I definitely love you calling me Mr. Finn, so please, everyone from now on, refer to me as such.
Yeah.
Not gonna happen.
Dasher,
Nope.
Dasher Snow Beetle, one of the halfling helpers, he kind of reaches out from behind the corner. He says, I know you guys had a late night. I just want to let you know that we're working hard here. We've got the pastries and the hand pies ready to go. We've got our drinks. We're looking pretty good for opening night.
Did we get the small batch from the lady down the street?
Yes, I've already put it in the wine cellar. It's set up. We did taste it. It seems great. Fen, I
Can
know
you do me
that.
a favor and set up a few more tables outside? We might. I'm not sure if we'll have an overflow or not.
Sure thing.
Just a few
the
on
only
the
thing
porch.
I haven't gotten, and you guys don't have to do it now, but when you get a chance, I don't have the VIP list. Whoever you want to make sure skips the line gets in.
Holly, that's your department. I don't care.
Oh, yeah, I'll get you the VIP list.
Cool.
Yeah, Arthur Morton would be on it if he shows up.
Who?
That
Who?
dude. Artor?
Oh, yeah. Well,
Oh.
duh.
She
Artur
invited him.
Morlin?
Yeah.
I'll write that down. Got it. Sure. Do you know what he
And-
looks like?
He's this really sexy.
Like, terrify you.
He's
gonna
like
terrify
really
me?
hot. No,
How
he's
sexy
just
he is.
this hot, bloodthirsty lord.
What?
Terrifying.
You know, he's thirsty
Yeah.
for something.
I think he's a
Thirsty as
vampire.
her.
He's
What?
super sexy. Yeah.
You know what? Fuck it. He catches himself and he's like, we're all sorts of people in this tavern, and that's fair. Takes all sorts.
Thank you. And anyone from the Go Delicately family.
You want band?
No, it's VIP.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Um,
Again, when you get a chance, we can finalize the list, but just that's really the only outstanding item. The new sign is up. As you saw, it looks great. Yeah, I mean, things are looking good for tonight.
all
Funny
right.
would it be if they, rejected Holly's mom at the door.
Wait, Arturo's gonna be a VIP though. He's not getting banned.
No, he's a VIP.
Okay, thank you.
And then Roland will sidle up to him like real close and be like, "I have a name too, just in case."
What's the name?
Kriegman, Barge Kriegman.
You know.
Holly Reese is like, I knew
Wait,
it.
hold on. Holly Reese, give me a perception check. And I'd say Roland, give me a stealth check. This is you whispering. This isn't trying to sneak, so your armor doesn't like hinder you for this one.
Okay, cool.
7.
Let me find my stealth here.
Okay.
Hey,
No one
19.
hears you besides Snow Beetle. Snow
Yeah.
Beetle's
Damn it.
like he gives you a nod. He elbows you in the knee. He's like,
The knee.
gotcha. And heads back
Just
to
in
the back.
case.
Yeah.
Probably not, but just thought I'd say something.
Got it.
All right. Anyway. Okay. Let's.
Can I please add a name to the list as well? I kind of
He's
like
like,
I kind of
"Okay,
like pull
listen,
him down to me.
You guys are my boss. Well, he points to Spackle. He's like, you're actually not my boss. Who the fuck are you again?
Hi,
This-
hi,
so
you can
this
call
is-
me
This is one
Sprocket.
of the few times when he is this person that's speaking, Dasher Snowbeetle. He is a halfling. So this is one of the few times that he's taller than someone. So
Mr.
he's
Snow
like,
Beetle, I'll have everyone give me their VIP names, and I'll make sure that I'll give them to you myself.
sure, appreciate it. Just
You're
before
welcome.
like 6 p.m.
You got it.
Awesome. All right, see you guys.
All right. Everybody else have any other business to attend to before we go? No.
I produce a half an ounce of poison for a vial, hand it to Fen, and just huck the alchemy jug back behind the bar.
Yep.
Got it.
It's useless for the day.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. Add what? I don't remember what poison they said it was last time, but you got another half ounce.
Sounds good. Let me stick y'all. Oh, geez,
And then
you're
I'm-
giants. Right
I'm
now,
kind
you
of saddle.
see nothing, correct?
We see
I
nothing.
see me.
You see yourself?
I see Roland's token on a field of black.
Oh, interesting.
Shit, I don't
And
even
now
see
he's
it.
small.
Well, I'm adjusting you for the size.
Alu. That's all I see.
I don't see anyone.
Give me a second.
Same.
I'm giving you a second.
I think. Oh, is
Your
this
connection to the server has been interrupted. Did you see that?
on my end? No.
Yeah. Oh,
I should
All right.
also roll.
I'm gonna go
for-
plug my computer in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ollie, did you get in your great?
Should I roll for my dust? It says 1d6 plus 4.
Your dust?
He's a dusty man.
Oh, yeah. You can roll for that.
Yeah. Did we open up everybody else's packaging?
It was just the 2 boxes.
Just 2 boxes. Okay.
$2.
All right. Cool. Let me roll that real fast. 1d6 plus 4. I have 7 charges, essentially.
Oh, that's right. Anyone who stuff recharged at like as a daily thing or a Oh, come on. Why dynamic lighting? Oh no, there is dynamic lighting. God, I hate that shit.
All right. Yeah, no. That does that. Okay.
So the woman, the attendant of the Cassalanters, she leads you up into this elegant villa. Let me actually. I'm gonna take you back to the.
I just want to send off. I think that we sent the note before through my little child minions to Davil Starstrong. Is that right? That name?
Yes.
And yeah, about the serial killer.
Yep, that you successfully fended him off, but you weren't able to like kill him. Yeah. Absolutely.
She just wants to before we leave, she wants to like send out another missive to be like any updates. That's it.
Yes. So on the map layer, I want to show you all. You were in Trollskull Manor, over here. She brings you on Delzoran Street, just straight east over here to the villa.
Okay.
And that is where you're at now.
That's east?
West. Sorry, west.
I think you said west.
You
kind of said that.
You get to the front gate of this villa. There is there are guards and attendant. The Hollyrees, you know the Cassalanter family. They are just as wealthy and powerful as the Godelicatleys. Maybe a little more so. The guards kind of step aside and let you all in. And
sorry.
There we go. I don't know if Fen is actually in. There we go. You are greeted by a man dressed impeccably in kind of a butler's uniform. He introduces himself. He says, "Hi, hello. My name is Willifort Crowley. I am the major domo of House Cassalanter. I see that sorry, not what's her name. I see that Cassidy brought you here. You must be the group that was rumored to have found a very powerful item. And I'll let the mistress know that you're here so she can speak to you."
Thank you, sir.
He says, if you will, you can head into the garden. Lady Amalia will meet you there. And he kind of guides you over here into kind of this garden. Willifort comes up ahead, and you see two children playing, young kids playing, and then you see Willifort move past them into another room, and he comes back out after a little while with a very noble looking woman, older, like in her maybe mid 40s or so, very prim and proper. She comes down the path. Willifort bows to her, says, "These are the adventures that you summoned," and then he excuses himself back into the house. Amalia says, "My name is Amalia Cassalanter. May I know whom I have the pleasure of addressing?"
Holly Reese is going to bow or curtsy, and then she says, "Hello, Madam Cassalanter. It's a pleasure to see you again."
She says, Miss Go delicately. Sorry, I didn't see you back there, but it is a pleasure.
I'm very short.
I heard the strangest rumor, and I wanted to see if it was true. I heard that you came into possession of a very powerful artifact I know as the Stone of Golorr.
You heard true, but unfortunately, my party was ambushed, and we no longer have the stone.
She kind of, you see her sway a little bit, and then she steadies herself, and she says, "Do you intend to get it back?"
That depends. What's your interest?
She says, "Walk with me but a moment," and she kind of comes up here, looking at the kids playing.
I don't know. Do you have a tank you can lend us? Maybe a platoon?
So yeah, if you all are walking with her, she talks and she says, "These are my children. This is Elzarina and Terenzio. They are the nearest and dearest things to myself and my husband Victoro's heart. And in a short matter of time, they will lose their souls to Asmodeus."
Interesting.
You all would know Asmodeus.
Yeah. Rock me, Asmodeus.
Asmodeus is essentially the closest thing to Satan in this universe. He is the devil of devils, king of hell, maker
Lord
of
of the
deals.
Why? Why are they gonna lose their soul to this guy?
The twins were cursed at birth by a group of Asmodean cultists that my husband and I had unfortunately crossed in our youth. And they're cursed to lose their souls on their 9th birthday.
Which is when exactly?
That is... Where are my notes? I kept very detailed notes and I can't... Oh, here it is. Oh, okay, never mind. Ha! She says, the impending doom is Marpenoth the 12th.
And what kind of timeline is that for real life terms?
Yeah, so today is Eliant.
The 19th?
Yeah, the 19th.
Yep. Marpenoth is next month, and there are 30 days in. There are 30 days in Eliant. There's High Harvest Tide, which is the day between Eliant and Marpenoth. In the calendar of Harpos, there's a day in between certain months. Each month has 30 days. So it's 30 minus 19 is 11, plus 1 for the High Harvest Tide is 12, plus another 12 is 24 days. In 24 days, they are doomed to lose their souls in this contract that they themselves did not ask for.
If the stone is a barter?
No, we believe that the stone holds untold knowledge. The rumors and the research that my husband and I had done finding a cure or a way out of this curse told us that there is a powerful entity in the stone that has the knowledge of lost ages, and we hoped to ask it for a way out or a loophole. Right now, the only thing we have is there's a ritual that we think that requires us to sacrifice one shy of 1 million gold coins, which we have been working towards. Right now, if we leverage all our assets and sold everything for as much as we could possibly bargain, we'd get to about 500,000 gold coins, which isn't enough. It's not enough. So we are looking for any bit of knowledge that we could find, and we were hoping to use the stone for that purpose.
We'll get the stone for you.
I'm not sure that will help.
But if we at least give it to her, it's out of... Alu, walk with me a moment. So Hollywood is going to pull Alu to the side and say, look, whether or not it helps them is not our concern. But if we can at least get her the stone, it's out of our hands and we no longer have to worry about it.
I'm not sure that we do.
Yeah,
How do we trust them with the stone? We know we can't trust the people who have it, granted.
Do you are you looking to make an insight check, Alu?
Yeah.
This is a wealthy family.
So
that makes them good.
Money's
Sure.
in everything.
Roland, how many people have you killed thus far in our little adventure? You're a
Not
horrible
as many as you
person.
think.
How many times have you killed Fen in this one, though, Holly?
Yeah, exactly. How many times are you going to kill that one singular person?
Once.
Okay.
Thanks.
Alu, you see a most genuine fear for her children's safety. This is a mother who is so desperate.
Alu's still going to be honest to say, we're going to do everything to get the stone back. We were already intending to do that. However, we're not sure it will help you. We'd like to help you in any way that we can because, we give a shit about children.
Maybe I can help you. I mentioned that we're seeking the stone originally for knowledge, but we found that you had the stone through our contacts. I believe we have some additional information about it that may be of importance to you. I believe that the stone also has the knowledge for the location of the Vault of Never Ember. It has the location and the mechanism to enter Daggalt Neverember's vault, where he kept his embezzled gold.
Oh, that'd be pretty sweet.
Do you know how to activate it?
If we can get the thing back, we could ask it ourselves.
Well, can we though? Because it was harmless when we had it.
It wasn't harmless when we first got it. It was harmless when we took it back.
That's my point.
Well,
so
we gotta get back more pieces.
Know how to ask it anything? Does she know anything more about it?
Yeah, hold on. You got it. She says, so in our search for the stone, what we found so far is that we believe that somehow the stone first came into the hand of the Xanathar's Guild at one point in time. After Neverember had it, but the stone that came to the Xanathar's Guild was inert. It was missing 3 eyes, and therefore it couldn't be accessed. So we're not just looking for the stone; we're also looking for the eyes. I've got every spy and informant that the house can muster out searching for information about it. But at the time, I don't have anything more than I believe that Xanathar had the stone. The Xanathar's Guild had the stone at one point, and the Zentarum either tried to steal it or successfully stole it. It was a lot of the fighting that's happening in the city right now between the Xanathar's Guild and the Black Hands is a result of the stone going missing.
Gotcha.
Do you know anybody
I
who
know it
employs
resurfaced.
bugbears?
Huh?
Do you know anybody who employs bugbears? Any
Bugbears?
faction that does?
Employs bugbears.
Who does?
We know who employs bugbears.
Well, just
We know who
there
has the
aren't a
stone.
lot of-
it's in a roundabout question to say if they can't. Like, I don't want to be.
Yeah. There aren't a lot of bugbears in the city, but I could ask around. Is there any descriptor you have for them?
Ugly and they smell bad.
And then
Alu and Spev, since you got to see them out of darkness, give me a history check real quick to see if you can remember.
All right,
I did note some things about them when you saw them.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, never mind. I'll just do the history. Womp.
I might have accidentally hit that twice.
That's
sorry.
fine. You got the 3.
Yo.
Spev, you remember
18
that
for your boy.
Alu, you died, and it's still all a little fuzzy to you. Spev, you remember that those bugbears were wearing like crazy visors, and they were wearing suits.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You with that history check,
In the
you also saw an insignia on like their lapel, and you flash back all of a sudden, and you're like, oh, they had a slogan printed on that insignia, and it said, need help with retrieval, or sorry, it says, you don't have to bear with your bugs, we'll retrieve it for you.
I'll step up and kind of like move behind the bush I was hiding behind. So yeah, it was actually a group of bugbears. They were well dressed, had neat little visors, but yeah, had a slogan of if there's something in the bug and you'll bear them. I don't know. It was very traumatic and scary. I couldn't remember the exact words, but Sprocket describes better than me. How about that one?
Yeah, let me roll real quick. She
buddy,
says, I can ask around, but I don't know. Wilhelm turns to you, though, and he's like, Are you talking about BBR? Barry's Bugbear Retrieval?
Yes,
probably.
probably.
He says, I think I know, I've worked with them in the past. We can go to them. I know where they're at.
Great.
He bows deeply to Madam Cassalanter, and he says, we'll come back with news as soon as we have it, my lady. Does anyone else have questions here, or?
Ollie would also want to probably add in, do you have any other potential lines of inquiry that could help you with the situation? Like, I don't know, would a dragon be able to help you?
Would a dragon be able to help?
Don't they have
Not
information?
with a contract like this. Like, we would need direct involvement from a deity or something.
The
Like
Lord of Waterdeep.
What about Lord Ow?
She says she smirks and says, I know that Al intervened in the prime material plane some years ago, but I don't think that God has granted a miracle ever since then. If you were able to get the attention of Lord Al, yes, I'm sure that would be of help.
We'll do what we can for you, my lady.
Thank you. Thank you all. I will continue searching, and I will give you whatever information our informants are able to pass forward to us.
Okay.
All right.
Wait, Wilhelm, where is this buggy bear retrieval?
Yeah. So we are going to go back to the map because now the party can kind of do whatever they want to do. We're going to stick everyone over here.
Ollie wants to know if her little rat baby talks to her. Like, can she hear it, or does it really only just...
Yeah, if you're talking to the rat baby, yeah, it kind of giggles. If you're paying attention to the rat baby, it seemed uncomfortable in the Cassalanter villa. It was fussy and squirming in the villa.
Ollie wants to know where the closest shrine to Ow is.
So the cult of Ow is very small. Alu would know this as a member.
Right.
Ow was a god. Ow is the overlord of gods. Ow's domain is essentially being the arbiter for other gods. He settles disputes and things amongst the deities. He doesn't interact with the material plane very often. He really has only done it once. He came into the reason there's a cult of Waterdeep of Ow in Waterdeep is because Ow came to Waterdeep during the spell. Nate, correct me if I'm wrong. He came to Waterdeep during the spell plague, like almost a century ago, and that's the only time he's ever interacted with the material plane. Some people, like your family, worship Ow, but he doesn't grant miracles. There are no priests of Ow. That's why your mentor, the guy who is like a priest of Ow, is a janitor in a bar. Because like
some gods are very hands off. Like the god of the lizard folk.
Yeah.
Actively says, "I'm not gonna help you." Like,
so if you want to learn about Ow and that and religious stuff, your best bet is your mentor at the Mermaid's Arms. Okay. But that's what everyone has the opportunity to now is kind of split up. So Fen can go, like you did your thing for Bregan Dareth. You can go reach out to your contacts there. Spev, you can go. I know you mentioned the Halls of Justice. Holly, you can go to Waterdeep Castle or Castle Waterdeep to talk to the Lord's Alliance. You can reach out to friends you've made in the past. Any characters that I've introduced so far, if you're trying to gather whatever information you're trying to gather, your tokens are on the map and you can do whatever you would like with them.
Ollie wants to check in with her contacts on the serial killer and find out if there's been any movement on that.
You want to go talk to Davil?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So you head down south into the castle ward. The yawning portal is here. And
wait, link it again. I gotta zoom out. Okay.
It also says yawning portal.
I see it. The map's big and I was zoomed in pretty.
No worries. You head down and you see Davil in his normal booth with Yagra.
Yeah. And I'm full of
Wilhelm, he heads back to Trollskull Alley. He says he's going to reach out to the Harpers and get as much information as he can there. He shakes his crystal and says, "Call me if you need me." So Alu, you're heading to the yawning portal. Holly, where are you going?
I'm debating. I guess I can go to I'll go to the Lord's Alliance and talk with them.
Absolutely. You can head to Castle Waterdeep. And where are you heading to? You can't, like, the Blackstaff Tower is probably not, you can go there if you want, but it is in the middle of exploding.
Yeah,
Not safe.
it's not safe. Is there like a grounds? Like the tower itself is the headquarters proper, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you can go to an outpost, like
I was gonna
a
say,
force gray outpost.
yeah. I
Yeah.
wanna head to the nearest one of those,
The
wherever that might
the
be.
nearest force gray outpost is in the shadow of the Sword Maiden. That's kind of where you brought Alu last night,
Okay,
this morning.
I'm gonna head back there.
All right. Fen, what about you?
I'm gonna go check out my hat maker friend and ask him what the fuck, man.
Yeah.
Those words exactly.
You're not that far. I mean, you're already in the Sea Ward. This is the rich part of town. You can head over to your buddy up here. And Sprocket, where are you going?
I'm actually pretty close to the Temple of Gond right now, right?
You
Yeah.
are pretty close to the Temple of Gond.
Yeah, I want to swing over there on my way down to the Halls of Justice.
Sure thing. The House of Inspired Hands. You can
Yes,
go there
sir.
first. They are locked down, but they see you. They run some checks, and you're able to get in once they confirm you are who you appear to be.
Dope.
Don't forget to invite Venetra or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Make sure you're fully vaccinated.
So let's go down the list. First, Roland. You get to the Force Grey outpost. What are you looking for or asking about?
All right, I'm going to walk in, and I'm going to walk up to whoever's at the front counter. I guess, really.
Yeah.
He said, and I say, "Do you know who I am?"
He says he looks at you. You actually have a badge for Force Grey, so you can flash that too.
Yeah.
He says, "Yeah, you're the new hire. You've been hard at work."
Yeah. I'm currently helping the Blackstaff with a lot of things right now. I'm helping out with a lot of different, hopefully, beneficial activities. I need a weapon.
What weapon do you need?
Something better than what I have now.
You've got your halberd.
It's a glaive, but yeah.
It's a glaive.
Yeah.
He's like,
The glaive.
The glaive.
I mean, we've got a pretty standard armory. You want to swap it out for something? What are you looking for?
Something awesome.
Yeah. No, something along these lines, but I don't know. I need something that I can better protect my team with. It was pointed out to me very much last night that I am not as prepared as I thought I was.
Something with better stats, man, and possibly an AoE effect, please.
You want like a
Not really.
sword?
Well, now that I'm here, I should probably pick up a couple other things because I don't have a means of projectile attacks.
Oh,
Crossbow?
well, we got some crossbows. You want a crossbow?
Um,
Sounds like you want the machine gun.
he's
Get a
gonna
gun. Okay,
he's
get a gun.
Yeah, he's gonna think to himself for a second. He's like, actually, yeah, there's a combo I used to know. I used to watch somebody do.
Up, up, down, down.
Yeah, left, right.
Mhm.
A B,
Yeah,
select start.
Square circle, squircle.
Yeah. Can I get a hand crossbow and a really big knife?
Yeah, I got that for you.
That's
I mean, you
fine.
know that you're essentially buying it, right? You're Force
That's
Grey, so you're
fine.
going to get a discount, but it's not free because we got to refill the coffers.
That's fine.
Yeah, so you can buy those items. You get a 10% discount as per your Force Grey membership rank.
Okay.
10%.
All right. Let's see.
Gates.
Yeah. And then I will inquire about what rank and whereabouts one would go to get something a bit more magical than mundane.
Oh,
Or
okay.
In terms of gear.
That's a good question, and I think I had that information previously.
Danny can view from the surface of the sun.
He's like right now.
Yeah,
right,
sorry.
right now you're
My
a
16-year-old webcam sucks.
right now you're a gray hand.
Yeah.
But
I have 5 points in the renown, whatever that equals out to be.
yeah, that's a gray hand. But yeah, like you keep doing work for us and stuff, and we can outfit you with magical gear once you've shown, the aptitude for it. That's like essentially the next promotion. You'll get that.
Fantastic. If that's the case, can I put in a request so you can start searching for it now then?
Sure.
All right, now I'll just kind of like, unveil my glaive. Something like this, but better.
Gotcha. Let me confirm something real quick. We can do a magical glaive. Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Grade.
And
right.
For your personal records, Nate, that'll be when you get 10 points.
Yeah. Sounds good.
All right.
In the meantime, like the last thing I want to check is like, is there anything small that I can do now to get a jump on that?
Earn some points.
Earn some points, baby.
Listen, I heard what's going on at the tower. I think that if you're looking to help, Blackstaff's gonna need help, and if you're working on it, you'll get the call soon. I think we'll all get the call pretty soon.
Got it.
All right. While Roland is getting outfitted, we go to Alu. You headed down into the castle ward. You kind of walk with Holly most of the way, then you two split up. You head to the Yawning Portal. You get there, you see Yagra Stonefist kind of give you the nod and kind of lean in where Davil's booth normally is. So you can absolutely go in.
Yeah. So Alu would signal for an ale or whatever and slide into the booth. Have a lovely heart-to-heart with Yagra. Probably first thing she'd be like is, "Where's Davil?"
Yeah, Davil is
the man.
Davil is like he's there. He kind of greets you. He's like, "Alu, good to see you. Lovely to see you. And good work last night. I heard all about your exploits. I know that they unfortunately got away, but you can't, not everyone's perfect. Listen, you still saved a life, and if you've got a description for us on what we're looking for, we'll have our informants out and we'll get this guy."
So she would describe the drow.
Yeah.
And she would make a very specific point of then describing Fen and pointing out that he is not a drow.
Yeah.
And not the man we're looking for. This is not the man you're looking for.
This is not the droid you're looking for.
Davil says, yeah, it sounds like it was someone from Bregan Dareth. We've heard rumors that they've been muscling in on the dock wards. I don't know why this guy's going around killing random elves, though.
It's a very good question, but I can tell you that when we confronted him, he assumed that our friend Fen was drow and that he was a traitor to their cause. That means, does anybody know if the way that the serial killer has been carving up their victims is meaningful in any way?
He's been cutting off their heads, right? The only thing I could think is it's a bitter veteran from the last war in the Underdark, taking it out on elves.
Can't imagine why they would care. They seem to be too engrossed in other goings on in the city for that to be the true cause.
Maybe it wasn't someone in Brigandare, or maybe it was just some dark elf that was just pissed and looking to fight old fights again.
I think so. Can I do some sort of like perception check in terms of like how Alu feels about the situation? Like, does
How
she
Alu
feel like,
feels about Davil's reaction to things?
yeah, like his reaction, but not just his reaction. Like he's like, maybe it's just a one-off. Alu
Yeah.
feels like it's more of a conspiracy than that.
Yeah. Give me an insight check.
Insight. Okay. Six.
So that's pretty good. You think that Davil is just like confused, and it's one of those things where like he's gonna find this guy eventually and he'll ask him when he gets his hands on him, so he's not super worried about motives at the moment. But he also, with that insight check, you notice that Davil seems like he's a little hesitant to. He's trying to find the right time to talk to you about something.
Okay. So,
But for your records, Alu, because you did this, you gained 1 point with the Zentarum faction.
cool. Does that mean I have like 3 points now?
With them, you have 1. This was the first time you've kind of helped them out with anything.
Oh. Darn it.
He says, Alu, like, we met and Miagra vouched for you, and I know that you were hesitant to join us. I wanted to check with you and see, like, you've lived in Waterdeep your whole life. All of the contacts that I've dug in have vouched for you, but I want to check to see how you feel about us and the Zentarum, because I don't know how much you actually know about who we are.
I feel like as a player, I know a little bit more than I'm certain Alu knows. Like I feel like she's not lawful good. She's more like chaotic good.
Yeah.
So I think that she's like sometimes aligned with their goals, sometimes also not.
Yeah. Davil says, like, he sees Alu's kind of hesitation and like she's not 100% sure. Davil says, I don't know if you know this, but the Zentarum, like, we used to be one unified group. That's not the case anymore. We were led by a wizard named Manshun. The organization, I mean, we were the Black Network. If people needed something done off the books, if people needed access to goods, we operated in the spaces where the law couldn't reach. Manshun's dead, and he was a fucking madman. He had plans for world domination. He was an insane person, and we're better off without him. Myself and my compatriots, we are the Doom Raiders. We start out as a faction inside the Black Network, but now we're essentially running a lot of it, and we're getting stronger day by day. There are those that are still loyal to Manshun and his vision of total domination over the whole world, but we'd rather just make money and help people who the system leaves behind. And I want you to know which side of the Civil War you're on if you decide to join us.
Ollie would stare at him for a second, size him up. Do I need to do any kind of like insight check for that or perception?
I think that your insight check that you already did, like you've been watching him this whole time, you kind of know. He's pitching at you, but he's kind of sincere. He says to you, I got contacts that told me that you met Erstal Floxen.
Mm-hmm.
He's not one of us. He's the other type of Zentarum. And I want you to be very careful with your interactions with him. Because...
All right. Good to know.
I just don't want you to be unprepared.
I appreciate that. Alu would look at Davil, stare at him for a few seconds in silence, and then she'd reach across the table and she'd hold out her hand to shake it.
Yeah, he'd shake your
Be
hand.
like- and when he grasps my hand, she'll squeeze it and she'll say, "You stand for what I stand for. I'm with you."
Yeah. The other thing that Alu would notice is the baby with her seems fine right now. Chill, content. Davil
Yeah.
shakes your hand and he says, "Listen, I'm glad you're on board. When you get a chance, this is not as urgent as the serial killer thing, but when you get a chance, there's a shop in the trades ward called Weird Bottles Concoctions. The gnome who runs it is a friend of ours. His name's Schemo.
Weird bottle concoctions.
Yeah, Weird Bottles Concoctions, run by Schemo. He's made some potions of mind reading for a client of ours. If you can pick up the potions and deliver them to the God Catcher, it's one of those, the giant statue, the God Catcher statue in the castle ward. Give the potions to the lady in the purple cloak, and you can keep whatever tip she gives you. If you could run this for me, that would be awesome. But I'm glad you're on board. He shakes your hand. Are you kind of getting up to leave at this point?
I think that she'd ask one more thing before she goes.
Yeah.
I lost it. So I think that at this point, Ali would trust him enough to inform him. She's not going to talk about the stone specifically. She's not going to share like that level of detail, but she'd be like, there's a heist that we'll probably be planning in the near future. We may require some support.
Yeah, what do you need? Do you need me to dig into some city archives and get you some building plans, or?
Yeah. So city archives, building plans, and any informants that that might be able to help us, as well as any information on, I've forgotten the family's name, like pressure points that we can use.
You say like it's Growlhoon Villa.
Yeah, I'm going to tell them specifically who it is, but she's not going to mention the stone.
What they're
but
getting.
She's going to mention that she's sort of got a personal vendetta against them. Like
Gotcha.
He
says, "Yeah, I can get that to you tonight if that's a good time. We'll dig in with our information. The Growlhoons are a tough bunch, but we'll give you whatever we can find."
Got it. Cool.
As you get up to leave, you see 5 people coming in, and Davil stands up and he kind of jogs over and gives these 2 half-orcs a big hug. And he says, "Actually, Alu, before you leave, I want to introduce you to my brothers. These guys, this is Kalen, this tall half-orc. This is Caleb. They are actually going to be competing against you guys in this year's tournament. These are the Doom Raiders that signed up." He says, "This is Caleb, this is Kalen, this is Tony Two Toes, this is Fat Yaster, and this is Medium Yaster." He takes you aside for a second. He said, "I know they're going to have the anti-death warding and everything. Just Caleb and Kalen are, they're 7 feet tall, but they're, 14. So just keep an eye out for them if you can, as a favor to me."
They're young.
Yeah. And he says, "All right, sit down, guys. I got some stuff to talk about with you guys, and then you can kind of leave whenever you want."
Would he also have mentioned what team they were part of?
The Doom Raiders is their team.
Yeah, that's what I just want to make sure that I got that right.
All right. We'll flash again. Let's see. Who wants to go next?
I'll go whenever.
Okay, Spev, you head to the House of Inspired Hands. What are you looking for or looking to talk about?
I think mostly I want to try to pick up some supplies and pick up a couple stuff, but the biggest thing is I want to check back in with Valletta and just kind of fill her in on the events and just kind of get her general guidance on the situation, because it's a lot.
Yeah, so Valletta says she's like, "Okay, so you did find the actual perpetrator of the explosion, and you're going to bring him to justice."
We're certainly going to try to, but he's very tricky and tough to pin down.
And you've been tasked by the Order of the Gauntlet to help solve Neverember's enigma.
Yes, ma'am.
And you think that this stone is part of it? You got to put the stone together with the eyes?
I haven't heard much about the eyes, but we got it from some very informed sources that this is very much the key to open it.
Right.
The rest of the group is talking about how it's incomplete and they saw it fully before, so I can only assume.
If the eyes are missing, I think that's the kind of task. You need to get the stone back, and we have the tools here. If we can find the pieces, we can build it back up, I'm sure.
Oh, just like fixing a spare or broken part. Yeah, that's something I can do. But I just want to know, does it concern you at all to know that the perpetrator of these explosions was a Nimblewright? Do they have the kind of autonomy and cause for destruction as that?
I mean, we've seen what wonders they can do. I think they have autonomy. You mentioned that the Nimblewright had tools that it used to cast spells. Maybe it did the same thing with the explosion. Maybe it was a fireball spell or something that it cast. I think that if it did this, we need to bring it to justice or its owners, and that'll let Nim stay safe, and hopefully people will stop barging into our temple because of it. Grab this dead body by the arms, by the way. People have been knocking on the door all night. The guns, we had to stop firing because they overheated.
Oh well, well that's just a little bit of adventuring know-how. The guns aren't always a solution. It can be really good in certain situations, but check your surroundings first.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's just slightly more bodies than usual. Has it been just a constant threat?
Just every it's been 3 or 4 times that people have come in trying to knock the door down.
It's concerning how many bullets you shot for 3 or 4 times, but hey, we all need target practice, I guess.
Yep.
Well, yeah. All right. Well, I just kind of really wanted to know where to go next, but it sounds like I should really kind of stick with this thing.
I would go talk to the Order.
Yeah. I'm heading there next. Okay. Well, I hope everything else is okay. I'm gonna grab a couple more things out of the workshop and be on my way.
Sure thing. Grab whatever you need.
No, it's great seeing you.
Yep. Okay. So
I close the door and cry a lot.
Yeah, Spev, you can gather up whatever supplies you want. They've got plenty, and then you can head to the Halls of Justice. Holly, let's do you next while Spev's traveling. You went to talk to Jalister, correct? Or are you talking to Lariel Silverhand?
I would talk to Jalister because he's my buddy.
Yeah, he's your point of contact. Yeah, so Jalister, you see him. He says, I heard what you did. I know we made you hang out with the dung sweepers, and I want to acknowledge that as well below your station, but I appreciate you doing the work. Good job. And I have more work for the Lord's Alliance if you want it.
Hold that thought. Depending. I'm actually hoping you could help me with some information.
With what?
Oh. We are trying to find, we had this stone, this knowledge stone. What's the actual name of it?
Stone of Golorr.
Stone of Golorr. We had the Stone of Golorr. We were ambushed a few days ago, and it was taken from us. We need it back. We know that the bugbear retrieval company did it. And they have a Nimblewright who is the Nimblewright that blew up our manor. Do you have any weapons or anything at all that could help us take these guys down?
I must admit, my personal adventuring days are generally behind me. I'm more of an administrator these days. I think that you and your friends will be more than capable of taking them down. What do you need help? Like, do you need information?
I mean, that would be a start. Have you seen any of these guys around?
You kind of describe everyone, and he says, I not personally, but if it, like you said, if the Growlhounds are the ones that own this Nimblewright that blew up this part of town, then we definitely have to go after them. Do you tell him what you think the stone leads to?
No.
Okay.
Do you what is the other work that you had?
Yeah, so there's this guy named Harko Swornhold. He's a merc with a bad history in town, but he's illegally returned to Waterdeep. He was banished. He's last seen recruiting some Kenku in the dock ward. I need you to kill him before he can reunite with his old buddies in the Xanathars Guild. You'll know him. He's got a scar shaped like a wishbone on the back of his left eye, and he's got an eye that's missing.
We found some Kenku the other day. Not that I'm there, but
On the back
With these walkie-talkies, you can be.
A wishbone on the back of what?
His left hand.
oh, and he's
his
missing an
eye
eye.
is missing?
Yep.
You need us to kill him?
Yes.
Great. Done.
You also, Holly, you gained 1 point with the Lord's Alliance. So now you've got 1 point with them. Anything else you want to talk to with Jalister? He says, Jalister says, listen, if you think it's Growlhound Villa, we can set a watch out. We can have some guards kind of just keeping an eye on the place while you all are prepping for whatever you need to do.
That would be great. You know about not a follower. So this is brand new for me. As followers of Asmodeus.
Asmodeus? We try and root out cults of Asmodeus constantly. They have essentially taken over Baldur's Gate. That fucking city is a mess. But we've managed to, whenever we find a cult, listen, that shit, like, we don't persecute people for their religious beliefs. We persecute people for that religious belief. You better believe that shit.
What about, say there was an acquaintance who somehow got involved accidentally with this cult, and they're trying to find a way out. Is there a way to, like, break contract or deceive them?
You're talking about, like, Asmodean, like, infernal contracts? That, Holly, that's above my pay grade. Like, that is you got to do some real religious, arcanal research. Those contracts are, like, interdimensional constants, from what I've heard. So,
all right, I will. My dad was a believer of Agma, so I'll go see if they have anyone. If that group can tell me anything.
Absolutely. Well, it was good seeing you, and I'll see you tonight at the grand opening.
Yeah, I'll see you there.
All right. Then let's go to Fen. Fen, what are you doing?
All right, so where am I on the map? Am I like at the
Yes.
Mad Hatter's house?
You're
Because I
at you're at Nevercott's haberdashery.
All right, so I'm walking in the store. I assume I see the what I assume to be the proprietor at the front desk. Is that right?
You walk to the store, and across the street from the store before you enter, you see the JB Nevercott that you talked to the morning of your run. So you can go in the store if you want, or you can.
Well, I'm gonna go talk to the dude who like set me the task,
Yep.
this boy, and I'm gonna play the character here. Uh, and I'm gonna walk right up to him and sort of grab him by the throat and sort of push him into a little alleyway as dark as it can be and sort of get up in his face and say, "What the hell, bro?" That's it.
He gives you a big smile and says, "Mr. Merrick, what can I do for you today?"
You can explain what the fuck you had me doing and who that person was that fucked me up. I mean, like, what the fuck you were doing? Why did you send me this, dude?
I'm.
Lady.
He's genuinely confused. He said, "I thought you dealt with Laertes excellently. He didn't do anything to you, did he?"
Who's Laertes?
Blew me up, homie.
Laertes blew you up?
Yeah,
Talking about the girl.
yeah.
That wasn't her name, was it?
He looks at you and he says, "I don't actually know what you're talking about. You dropped off the handkerchief. I thought it went fine. I don't know why your compatriot reacted the way she did and hurt everyone, but that had nothing to do with me."
Your compatriot?
I'm what?
So
That's
we're
canon,
gonna
by the way.
flashback.
That's what
So
my character
we're
says.
gonna go back.
I
So
what?
if we remember, Fen gave the handkerchief to the tiefling girl.
Yeah, and I immediately got exploded.
No, she smiled and her face changed, and
Right?
that scared everyone, and it scared Alu, and Alu psychically hurt everyone.
What?
Yeah, that's what it was.
That's what happened?
Yeah. Yeah, it was me. I'm sorry.
So I got exploded again by Alu.
Yeah.
Not exploded, just psychically hurt.
Okay, I just want to point out I was killed twice by Alu.
That time didn't. I mean, it didn't kill you. It just hurt you a little bit.
Sure.
But yeah,
sure.
He
If that
says,
helps you,
"Listen,
sure.
I heard you had a rough night. I'm sure you're a little confused, but you did your job excellently, and I wanted to give you some information. That was our
All right.
bargain."
Let's have it.
So, firstly, on behalf of Bregandareth, we thank you for your work. Laertes won't be troubling anyone anymore. I want you to know that we believe we found the employer of your werewolf friend. We believe that he's been working for House Cassalanter, shaking down businesses that owe them a debt. They seem desperate for gold right now. Anyone that owes them anything, they are bringing in their contracts to get paid as soon as possible. I'm not sure why, but he's shaking down anyone who owes House Cassalanter anything. And some of my informants have told me that he's been seen transforming and really not just roughing people up, but doing some real damage.
Seen transforming.
He's a werewolf.
I see. So he's transforming in front of dudes.
Yes. And that's how we were able to track and identify him.
All right. are you aware of his current location?
No,
Where he
I
hangs his
have I have my informants searching as best they can. I don't know where he currently is, but if he's spotted again, I'll give you. He was last spotted shaking down some jewelry shops on uh, Aranar Street. Um, but that's the last time we spotted him, and that was yesterday morning.
So, am I to understand this correctly that he's basically muscle for the Cassalanter family?
That's what
People
JB
are?
Nevercott is telling you. He says you know that you're reacting. Do you know the Cassalanters?
Yeah. I do not. Uh, would I don't know if I need an insight check here or a perception check. Do I know who these people are? Have I heard this name before?
You
We were
met
just
Are
them
they
earlier.
renowned in the city?
You met
That was
them like
the
20 minutes
kids.
ago.
They're the guys who have their kids condemned to hell, and
Yeah.
that's why they're
Right.
trying
So
to.
the plot thickens here.
Yep.
Yeah, we know we have I feel like this is a piece of information we wouldn't have normally seen on this side, but
Sure.
we happen to know the background of why they're doing that now.
Okay. I mean, ultimately, then it doesn't.
It doesn't change anything.
Yeah, it doesn't change anything for me since we're going to be engaging with this crew anyway. So, but now I know.
I have, if it interests you, I have some information for you. Well, something that I'd like you to share with the editors at the Waterdeep Wazoo, but I think it might be of personal importance to you now.
Sorry, is the Waterdeep Wazoo a newspaper?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what it's
Sure.
called. He says if you can get this into the hands of Gaxley Rudderbus, and everything I've told you guys, I'll put in text chat in a moment. He's the publisher
Why
of
is
the
his name
Wazoo.
Gaxley Rudderbus?
Yes.
All right.
Anonymously. This is an anonymous tip for the Wazoo.
Of course.
His office, so you know, sits between Imar and Stallion on the North Ward. But here's the letter. And what he gives you, like if you choose to read it, it's a document that mentions secret deals behind closed doors between the highest families of Waterdeep. It talks about secret ritualistic orgies, blood sacrifices amongst various noble families in Waterdeep. And the families that are mentioned, they're not explicitly associated with these acts, but they are mentioned the Snow Beetle family, the Cassalanter family, the High Church family, the Delamira family, and the Hansberg family.
So these are their associates, like people that they chill with?
These, it seems like it's a kind of rumor mill that like these families are doing shady, cultish devil shit
Got it. All
with
right.
a
Maybe
lot
that's-
more details.
Children got
So, all right. So they're all part of like the Eyes Wide Shut crew. Okay. All right. Well, I apologize for roughing you up. It seems like we may have had a bit of a misunderstanding. However, to that end, is there anything else, potentially any other jobs, anything else I can do for the crew?
Listen, for now, this is a big help. And Fen, you do gain 1 renown with Brigand Dareth.
I feel like the game too, because god damn it, but sure. Okay.
He says getting this information out for public safety is important. And we will keep an eye out on your werewolf. As soon as we know anything, we'll let you know.
All right, you know where to reach me, yes?
Your hat, you hear his voice in your head because you're wearing the hat. He says, yes, I can reach you just fine.
Can I ask, is this thing on all the time? Am I able to turn it off from time to time? Like when I want to?
I mean, I don't hear anything from it. It's just you can hear me when I choose to talk to you.
So it's a one-way radio.
Yep.
Oh, two-way radio.
Well, you just said he can't hear it.
Well, you haven't been trying to use it.
Right, but I can like talk to him, but he can't send messages back to me, presumably. That's what he just said.
No, he just
Other
said
way
that-
around.
Send them to you, all the way around. He can send them to you, but you can't talk back to him.
Okay, so again, can I turn this off? I don't want you like eavesdropping on me, homie.
He can't hear what you're saying.
Yeah. He can only send you messages, like a pager.
So we can't page in the opposite direction.
No, he cannot.
Right, so it's one way.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that he has ears. He can just send you an email.
Okay.
So
We're talking about the sending crystals.
those are
Those
separate.
are different.
Separate line.
Those are
completely.
walkie-talkies.
So what are we talking about?
His hat.
His hat has a one-way connection where he
Right.
can send him messages, not necessarily hear anything on that end.
My concern was that he
Just
could like
send it.
listen in on my shit. Turns out,
Yeah.
no, he can't. But
No,
then
he
I
cannot.
asked if it was a two-way, and you're like,
Yep.
like if I. But
Sorry.
okay, I understand.
I missed
now
that.
it's-
Before
So
we
one
wrap
way-
up this session, so I guess he leans into Fen and he says, I guess something that I want you to know, Fen, is that we appreciate at Bragendareth what you're doing for us, especially for those that are discriminated against and who have to fight and claw for their place in the world. But just be wary of your friends. Hollyrees Go Delicately is a member of the Lord's Alliance and someone who is personally very privileged. And I believe that if her privilege was threatened by someone of a lower class rising up with any sort of power, she would react to that. Just
Okay.
be careful of who your friends are.
So before Fen departs his little friend here,
Yep.
he has not yet released the guy with a hold on his neck.
Yep.
He loosened up over this conversation because he, got clarified on who this person was and what was
Yep.
going down. But he's going to tighten up here. Going to shove him back up against the wall. He's going to say, listen up. She's my homie. I don't need anybody telling me who I should and should not trust in my crew. You got anything more to say to me, you go ahead and say it. Unless it's got something to do with one of my boys.
He says,
All right.
My mistake. Clearly, my impression of her was incorrect.
Yeah, spread the word for me.
I like that. Fen,
Yeah.
you can get a point of inspiration.
Nice.
Hey, go Fen.
We're gonna go to we're gonna
Commercial
work our
break.
way backwards now. Next up is going to be Holly.
Yes.
You are wrapping up your conversation with Jalister, and as you turn to leave, he says to you, Holly, I've been getting some reports on who you've been associating with. Force Grey is a force of good in the city. Waterdeep is part of the Lord's Alliance. But I want you to know that if you and your friends are searching for Neverember's vault and the gold that he stole from the city, that does belong to the city of Waterdeep. Whatever claims may be on that gold, it is ours by right.
It is the Lord's Alliance by right, or to the city?
It is
as a whole.
So he works for Lariel Silverhand, who is the open lord of Waterdeep.
Got it.
So Waterdeep is, think of the Lord's Alliance as like the European Union, but Waterdeep is
Okay.
part of that.
Okay.
He says
So-
just your associates, their loyalties may conflict with that, and I want you to do your best to assure that the gold comes back to the city where it belongs and where it can do the most good.
Are you okay? Hold on there, kid. Are you talking about our? He's not a dark elf, but everyone thinks he is. Our country bumpkin.
Fen.
He says No, this isn't like a no. How could you think that?
Are you assuming?
No. Look.
Oh my
look,
God,
There's
you
no. Well, hold
racist-
on. Hold on. You got this all wrong. You got this all wrong. Look. You got someone from the Order of the Gauntlet there. You got someone from Forest Grey there. I think the other two, we don't know their exact loyalties, but people might want a piece of that treasure. I'm not targeting anyone. I'm just
Can I
saying
do
that,
an intimidation roll?
yeah, you can try and do an intimidation roll. Okay. I
Damn
guess
it!
do you want to use one of your foresight or lucky things for that?
Yes, I do.
Go ahead.
You know what you have?
For luck?
Oh, you're gonna use luck. Okay, I thought you were gonna use your foresight.
You can re-roll it with a luck point. You spend a luck point and you can re-roll it. And then you also have your portents.
If you roll those.
Oh, my portent is 8 and 11.
Oh,
Didn't you already use those? You got new ones for the day. It's a new day.
You get new ones every day. Every time you go to sleep,
You
roll them
took a
again.
long rest. Well, we can worry about that later.
I updated my spell. I
Too
didn't
late.
update my
Okay,
thing.
you miss your chance. You try and intimidate him. You stumble on your words, and he takes you by the shoulders. He looks you in the eyes, and he's just like, Holly, sincerely, what your family does for the city is a great thing, but that gold, I just want you to know that gold belongs to the city.
Fine, it belongs to the city.
Thank you. I appreciate your
These
acknowledgement.
are my
of that.
friends. They're good people.
I know they are. They are also people who murder and have adventures. And people who murder and have adventures generally want finder's fees.
Well, perhaps you should give them a finder's fee.
You've been spending too much time with Wilhelm, but I understand where you're coming from.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, Spev, you have gone to the Halls of Justice now.
Real quick before I left the Temple of Insight, I quickly peek my head back in the door and go, "Oh, Madam Valletta, there is an opening party at a bar that I guess I'm living at. It's tonight. You're welcome to come." And then head on my way.
Thank you, Spev. You get to the Halls of Justice. Who are you going to see first? Are you going to see?
I'm going to see Savra Bellabronte.
Yes.
Bellabronte. See her first.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you talking to her about? With her about?
I'm going to go ahead and fill her in on everything I've seen and just like let her know about the artifact that's getting passed around, because that's apparently the key to actually get to the treasure. Just not holding anything back.
Yeah, she says this artifact poses a great threat, and the Order of the Gauntlet needs to bring it under our control for safekeeping. I appreciate you trying to get it here instead of letting it stay at some inn.
Yeah, they were certainly confident they could protect it, but things happen, unfortunately. But I will certainly try to get it back. But is there any word on what's going down at Blackstaff Tower? It looks like it's slowly exploding.
I messaged the Blackstaff, and she says she's got it, so I'm not worried about it.
Oh yeah, they got it.
The other thing is, if this really does lead to the vault like you say it does, and this is the gold that Neverember stole, that Neverember stole, I want you to retrieve it for the Order of the Gauntlet. We will do much more good with it than the Blackstaff burning it on spell materials or it getting siphoned out of the city coffers again through bad contracts. She puts her hand on your shoulder. She kind of kneels down to look at you, and she says, you made a mistake last night, and it cost 3 innocent lives. And
mean.
But we are not perfect creatures, and we do make mistakes, but we always strive to do the right thing. And so I am trusting that you will do the right thing and bring this gold back to the Halls of Justice. I have done a little research on your friend that you came to us with previously and on his associates, and this is a group that consists of murderers and thieves and people there's one among you who I'm pretty sure is living under a false identity that I haven't been able to pinpoint yet. Be careful of these associates of yours.
Well, what should be done to say a murderer? I'm sorry.
Yeah, she thinks on that and she says, I'm not saying anything needs to be done to these people. I think it seems like they are trying to atone for their past misdeeds as well. But just be careful when it comes down to if you do get your eyes on that much gold, you might see a change in people that you're not expecting.
Well, unfortunately, I'm one of those people now too. So I can only offer input, but I don't know how much support I can give. I'll certainly try.
She looks at you and she says, I believe and have faith that you will succeed.
His eyes sparkle a little bit. Like, really?
Yes.
But, if we succeed, can you fire Jelsra? My only request.
She says,
So
do you want his position? I mean, he does good work. I can hire you over him. You can be his boss.
Maybe we can outsource it to the House of Inspired Hands, but we can talk about that after we succeed and you fire Jelsra and we find this treasure.
She says, "Okay, bring the treasure back to us." Are you going to go talk to Jelsra?
Yeah.
Yeah. He sees you there and he says, "Spev, it's good to see you,
Didn't
man.
see you there.
I got some good news. I think I know exactly what we need to get this Nimblewright detector working."
Oh, really? You figured it out?
So and he pulls, like, he goes into another room and pulls out this massive chalkboard. And he's like, I did some calculations. I worked some theory out. Basically, the issue we're having with the Nimblewright detector is that it can't tell. It's looking for an inanimate object that is mobile and autonomous. There's no way to really distinguish that without being able to tell if it has a soul or not. So it's getting false positives off souls trapped in containers or golems or all sorts of weird stuff. So all we need is either the essence of a soul. We could go get some water from the river Styx. We could go get maybe like an angelic feather from one of the higher planes. We could get... I tried to, he kind of points at some equations. I tried to simplify the decision algorithm, and I also think something heavily, like, very strong and innately magical would work. Things like a unicorn's horn, a dragon's heart, maybe. Like, we get one of those, and we use it to kind of pare down this decision tree, and then the Nimblewright detector will work in a binary fashion positively.
Oh, well, the problem with your equations is they're so messy. There's way too much here. Why do we need such a powerful artifact to find just a Nimblewright? Couldn't we just find it with a chunk of the Nimblewright as it is? A little piece of the... We're not trying to detect dragons and celestials here. We're just trying to find a guy to stop him from blowing up a block. He kind of pushes up
his glasses and he says, well, if you've got a...
Push up mine.
If you've got the core chunk of a Nimblewright, then what do you need the Nimblewright detector for?
Well, there's a couple more Nimblewrights running around the city. We have upward reports of 4 to 5 of them. Only one's causing problems, but there's more than you know about, you fool.
He says, well, yes, if you want to disassemble a Nimblewright and take out its core, sure.
Well, there's one that I think the rest of the group might want to disassemble.
All right, bring it back here, and we'll get this thing working. That'll work.
Well, I don't know about that, but is there anything I can do to fix it, kind of on the road, get this thing going, or do you have any leads onto those crazy things you were talking about?
He says, I mean, honestly, like, I think you'd have to go out of town for most of this stuff. I heard there's a dragon down at Mistshore if you want to go kill that thing and take out its heart.
Possible.
That's the closest thing I've heard recently.
Okay, so, I think I might just take it with me. See if I can tinker with it myself.
He says, yeah, I copied my notes down into here if you want to double check my math.
Of course I will.
Yeah, he hands you a notebook and the detector.
All right. So I will take those and kind of look back, and I'm like, okay, so this is opening at a bar that I'm kind of living at. That's happening tonight. You're not invited, and leave.
Roasted.
Okay. I dig it. Alu.
Love it.
Can he get inspiration for a sick burn?
Yeah, so sorry, I forgot. Holly
I
got
don't know why I
inspiration.
hate him.
Holly got inspiration
Ugh.
and Spev got inspiration. I think those were
Yes.
great character moments. Alu, you I guess you're at the yawning portal, you're heading out. Davil kind of he's talking to his guys, and he walks away from the booth real quick and he says, listen, is there anything else you need from me, or are we good for now?
I think we're good for now.
All
I
right.
don't think there's anything else on her list of things that she needs to ask him to do.
Yeah, listen, we'll keep our ears to the ground. We'll get you the information you asked for.
Maybe a reminder to have people post sentinels around that. What's the bar? The one where all the elves are getting murdered.
Yeah. We're keeping an eye out, and we've got a description now. So thanks again for all your work, and I'll talk to you soon. I'll see you. I guess I'll probably see you next at the tournament on Bright Swords.
Unless you want to join us for our grand opening at the Troll Skull Manor pub.
Yeah. Jagger and I will be there. Is that tonight?
It is, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it
He
is.
says, yeah. We'll be there. We'll be there.
We'll see you there.
Alu, where do you want to go next?
I
is
think
there-
Alu is going to head back to Troll Skull Manor.
Okay, I want to check if you want to talk to your mentor or anything first. If not,
Yes.
then...
I do. Thank
Oh, okay.
you for. I do want to do that because on the way back, I was going to talk to my little rat baby. But I think talking to my little rat baby and my mentor would be good.
Gotcha. Absolutely.
What's the hand gesture for rat baby?
Yeah, I love it. I also
Little
love
rat.
that we're calling it the rat baby. Um,
Radigan.
She might eventually just give it one, even if it's not actually its name, just because it's weird to think of it as
Yeah.
rat baby.
Mantra is kind of sweeping the floor, and Mantra greets you. Alu, what can I do for you today?
So I think Alu's going to download all of the shitstorm she's been dealing with
Yeah.
lately.
Mantra's eyes get huge when you say, like, yeah, I died, and now I got this rat baby.
And someone freaking tried to kill me after I was already dead.
Yeah, someone was trying to obliterate me, and they want to go after my whole family, and, like, they're an angel, so I don't know what the fuck's up. Yeah. He gets...
I've stolen something. But yeah, I steal shit. That's what I do.
Yeah. Their eyes get huge. And they say, okay, we should go somewhere and talk.
Yes.
You go find a corner, sit down, and Mantra says, okay, that's a lot. I'm a tiefling. My bloodline is infernal. Somewhere along the line, my great-grandmother got gangbanged by some devils and
Got whatted by some devils?
gangbanged. And that's every so many generations, one of me
That's
pops
the hand
up.
I'm beaming with pride. Can everybody
Yeah.
just take a moment to look?
What you're
So proud.
describing, though, like, we knew you were Asimar. Somewhere you've got divine blood. Same thing. Somewhere down the line, your great-grandfather got pegged by an angel.
Damn you, man.
I we didn't know, like we've talked before about what happened with you and your brother and the spirit that guides you, and how until recently, like, it really wasn't doing much. It reacted in fear the day
Yep.
you were and your brother were almost kidnapped. It reacted with fear again with that little girl, who, by the way, I don't think was a tiefling, because we can't do that shit. I don't know what she was, but it reacted with fear again. And the fact that a Deva wants to obliterate you, I'd have to do research. I don't know what this means, but this could be very, very bad.
I thought it was pretty freaking bad. I need to know what the hell is going on. I don't want to die again and have this shit blow up in my face.
The funny thing is, the Deva was a Deva of Tyr. Like you mentioned that Shave was trying to smite you in Tyr's name. Tyr's a god of war and justice. So, like, he kind of feels in front of you, like his hands go through the rat baby. The fact that you have your spirit holds a warhammer and a scale, that's like Tyr's domain. But like, you two gods can't share the same domain. We follow Al, we know the rules for deities. Al's whole thing is he is the arbiter for gods, and he makes sure that every god sticks to its own portfolio. No two gods share the same portfolio. If they do, one either gets obliterated or has to change its portfolio or gets subsumed or whatever. I don't know what it means that this thing has Tyr's portfolio. This is not a Deva. I'm pretty sure that you have a nascent deity. Which, if it has a portfolio that's the same of Tyr, it is a embodied threat to the continued existence of one of the triad. Which is probably the reason why angels are mad at you.
I didn't choose it. How the hell did I get it?
I don't know. I mean, this happened years ago when you were born. This is a very unique situation that I need to research.
Well, when you figure out what's going on, please let me know. In the meantime, I need to protect this thing.
I gotta ask, is it like
Creepy? Yes.
okay, because like, it sounds terrifying, but you seem pretty chill about it.
I mean, it's creepy, but in like a cute way.
Yeah, it's weird because it's got like pudgy, fat, baby, fleshy hands, but somewhere in its like it transforms into the skeletal neck pieces and then the rat heads.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a messed up thing. You'd be terrified, but like, it gives me kind of a warm, fuzzy feeling. It's fucked up.
He says, or they sorry, I don't know if mantras, they say, yeah, that is weird, but now that you see it, I think this could also be a great boon to you. Alu, you are going to get a feat now. You get the feat Skill Expert. This is representing this thing, which, like, we don't know the name unless you've decided to name it Rat Baby. Well, we can call it Rat Baby.
For now. I'm going to name
it. Rat Baby is helping you with things. It is a spirit guardian / god, maybe. We don't know yet. But it is here with you, and it's going to help. So, Skill Expert. You get to increase one ability score of your choice by 1. It can be whatever you want. I recommend Dexterity. You gain proficiency in one. The text says one skill of your choice, but this is something that is helping you. Rat Baby is going to give you specific skills. So Rat Baby is going to give you proficiency in Insight.
Okay.
And
See the world.
It gives you expertise in a skill of which you already have proficiency. Rat Baby is going to give you your choice of either investigation or perception you have expertise in.
Let me check on my
Damn, I've died like 4 times. Why don't I have a rat baby?
Because you are not
Perception.
babysitting a god.
I don't like it. Seems unfair.
Yeah.
So insight, perception, and dexterity.
Yep, you got those. All right. Lastly, we can go back to Roland. Was there anything else you wanted to do? You loaded up on your weapons. Anything else you wanted to do, or are you done for now? We're meeting back up at Troll Skull Alley.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna head back.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna head back, and then I'm just gonna sit on the porch and wait for everybody else to come home.
Sounds good. And I love that character moment. Roland, you get a point of inspiration. And we're going to call this a session. We'll come back next time, and it's going to be finally actual grand opening time. We've learned some new skills. We've gotten some new abilities. We're getting some information together. We'll come up with our grand plan for a heist, and we'll see what the grand opening of Troll Skull Manor looks like.
Cool.
We'll swap stories of what we've done.
Thanks for playing with us, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.